Don't think it's too much, do you? One of Al Grasby's leftovers. No, they give you these now if you live in surplus paradise. You wear them when you go out at night. In case you get knocked over by a Japanese tourist driving sideways on their Yamahas. No, this, in the light, it's not single, but in the dark, it's very effective. Have a blackout, please! Oh. Climb up on my knees, honey boy. Let there be light. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce Mr. Tony Alcock. He joined our show a couple of years ago, and he made you laugh a lot, and he has done over the years. I know he will again this evening. I said, come out, be bright and cheerful. That's the main thing. Talk to people about happy things, and the rest of the evening will be easy. So, ladies and gentlemen, how about a nice welcome for Mr. Tony Alcock? Yay!
I've been to a funeral this morning. No, I have. My great-uncle Albert passed on 2 days ago. Thank you. It was about time, really. He'd had a lot of operations, you know. Well, as a matter of fact, he had a toupee, glass eye, urinate, false teeth, 2 plastic shoulders, artificial heart, colostomy, 2 total hip replacements, plastic knee on one leg, wooden leg on the other. We didn't know whether to bury him or have a Tupperware party. So all the family was there, of course, well, except for Uncle Albert and Uncle George. Uncle George is a window dresser. Well, that's what the family call him anyway. The police call him a flasher. He was going to retire, but he's decided to stick it out for another year. As it was that wet here on the weekend, he went out flashing in Cavill Mall, caught 5 trout and a snapper. But he's not been feeling himself, and that's a blessing. No. He got his toothpaste and his hemorrhoid cream mixed up and ended up with shrunken gums and a ring of confidence. And Uncle Colin wasn't there either. Uncle Colin went over to Ethiopia to help out the Freedom from Hunger campaign, and they ate him. But Cousin Bruce was. Now, Cousin Bruce is 1 biscuit short of the packet, if you know what I mean, love. You know, a slice short of the loaf, sandwich short of a picnic. No, elevator doesn't get the penthouse, you get the idea. Yeah, he turned up the funeral with both his ears bandaged. I said, what happened to you? He said, I was doing the iron and the phone rang. And I said, well, what happened to the other ear? He said, I had to call for the ambulance, didn't I? He come in to me after the funeral. He said, I'm hungry. I said, well, go out the kitchen and find yourself something to eat. I went out half hour later, here he is standing in a saucepan on the stove. I said, what do you think you're doing? He said, well, I fancied some soup. And it said on the label, open can and stand in boiling water for 30 minutes. So we had to take him to the hospital, and that's an adventure in itself. 5 hours we're at the hospital, 5 hours. And finally, Doctor gets this funny little lady sitting next to us. He said to her, what's your problem, darling? She said, Doctor, I can't stop passing wind. He said, don't worry about it, it's not a problem. Everybody does it. She said, you don't understand. It is a problem. You see, they don't smell, and you can't hear them. She said, as a matter of fact, since I've been sitting here talking to you, I've dropped 3 already. What can you do for me? He said, as soon as I unblock your ears, I'm going to have a bloody good look at your nose. He said, is there anything else? And she said, yes, my husband. He said, well, what's wrong with your husband then? She said, the second time he makes love to me, he sweats like a pig. He said, hang about. He said, how old are you? She said, I'm 94. He said, how old's your husband? She said, 98. And he said, the second time he makes love, he sweats. She said, yes, in July he's fine, but in December he sweats like a pig. So finally he got to Cousin Bruce, and he's just about to do the examination. This young nurse comes over and taps him on the shoulder. He turned around, he said, nurse, do you realise your left breast is hanging out your uniform? She said, those bloody interns never put anything away when they're finished with it. He said, what did you want, nurse? She said, I've come over to borrow your pen, doctor. He said, here you go. She said, that's not a pen, doctor. It's a thermometer. He said, oh, crikey. Some bum's got me biro. It's all right, they found a bloke who had it. Quite happy about it, actually, missus. Yeah, they couldn't stop him singing. You know what he was singing? I'm going to sit right down and write myself a letter.